Yo, what's good? It's halenxo, and today I've got something really exciting to share with you. I've been invited to judge a PokeMMO fashion contest hosted by URCUTE, and I'm here to give you some insider tips on how to win and how you can enter. So the contest is going to be hosted on the PokeMMO forums, and it's going to be an amazing opportunity for you to show off your creativity, win a bunch of Pokeyen, and gain some recognition in the community. I'll also be talking about how you can get involved and make sure your entry stands out. So first things first, let's talk about the contest. This will be URCUTE'S final fashion event. They've hosted many in the past that have been very successful. Some of the judges include myself, Petrowski, K9XL, Master Keys, and URCUTE, and the current prize pool for this event is 55.45 million Pokeyen. First place will receive 17.45 million plus a toy airplane cosmetic. Second place will earn 13 million Pokeyen, and third place will win 9 million Pokeyen. There will also be bonus prizes for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th places. That'll be determined by the moderators, a community vote, and the winners of the previous contests. The deadline for this contest is going to be December 18th, so you'll have about a week to submit after this video goes up. I'll leave a link to the contest in the description below so you can check out everything yourself and make your own submission. So the first tip that I have that can apply to any fashion contest is to understand your theme. Make sure your outfit reflects that as much as possible. You don't need to overcomplicate it, you can just think of the vibe and what you feel fits best. So an example would be for winter themed contests, you'd want to use cool colors, snowy backgrounds, and accessories like scarves, boots, and winter coats. This is my Christmas outfit right now. I've got shiny Ninetales as my follower sprite. This OT actually belongs to an old member of K-pop who recently quit the game, so shout out to Salt Silver Blue and shout out to Chin Red Gold for gifting me this Pokemon. So another piece of advice that isn't talked about very often is the use of the camera in 3D regions, such as Unova, Sinnoh, and Johto. Personally, I think Unova might be the best for taking photos, since there's so many perspectives the camera can have. There's many different locations that include different angles for your character. I think using the camera in these regions is a really creative way to make your character stand out, as opposed to cameras in Hoenn and Kanto, where it's just a fixed bird's eye view of your character. Something else that's really important that's often overlooked is if you're taking a photo outside, it's important to consider the time of the day that you're taking the photo. If you're taking it in the morning, at nighttime, or during the day, the time of the day heavily affects the lighting that's included in your photo. If you have cosmetics that light up, for example Xmas lights, UFO hat, Shadowbone Club, these cosmetics typically stand out more at the nighttime since they'll have a subtle glow to them. However, if you're taking a photo that doesn't include any glowing cosmetics, it may be better to take it during the daytime so your character is brighter and has more contrast in the photo. It really helps set the tone depending on the time of the day, and it can just add a lot more to the story that you're telling with your screenshot. Another piece of advice that I'd like to offer, this one's a little bit more obvious. So as you know, on the first of every month the season actually changes, and when the season is changed, it affects the colors of the trees and the grass, which can heavily affect the mood of your photo. Currently it's the winter season in PokeMMO, and the trees seem to be like a blue, teal color. So if you're taking your photo outside, it's good to consider what colors match well with this sort of environment. The second piece of advice I have, it's kind of a psychological advice in terms of business or really anything in general. If you don't know this already, I'm sure a lot of people do, but every color gives off a certain mood. Here's a chart that explains each color and the mood that it gives off. I think it's widely known that the color red catches the eye the most. Obviously, you can go with any kind of mood you want. I don't think that means that you should go with the color red for every submission, but it's good to understand how each color affects the mood of your photo. So another thing that I find most people miss out on is telling a story in your posts. One huge advantage of making submissions on the forums is the fact that you can include text with your photo. There's usually no rules on how much text you can include, but I don't think it's a good idea to overdo it and add too much text. It's always fun to read stories and things that people make up, but I always felt that having a different text color, using a different font, or using emojis can make your entry stand out a lot more. One other thing that's worth mentioning is the fact that you can use your Pokemon to complement your outfit. It's not often a requirement in fashion contests to include a Pokemon with your photo, but if you do have the right follower sprite, it can just complement your outfit a lot more. Another piece of advice that people often don't consider is to change the GBA zoom level in the video settings. I think Petrowski actually does this for the intro of his videos. I feel like it makes the background a lot less distracting depending on where you are. I think zooming in sometimes helps people see more details in your outfit. One last piece of advice that I want to say is to not be afraid to experiment. Sometimes the boldest combinations stand out the most, so you shouldn't be afraid to push boundaries while you still make sure that your overall fit makes sense. I think a lot of this information are things that people already know, but still good to consider while taking screenshots for your contest. I can't wait to see your entries. Don't forget to be creative and think outside the box. If you want to be part of a fun event and show off your style, just head over to the link in the description that'll bring you to the PokeMMO forums, where you can check out URCUTE'S final fashion contest and the thread for all the submissions. Once again, I'm one of the official judges for the event. I'll determine 1st through 3rd place with 5 other judges. I'm gonna make a follow-up video of myself rating all the outfits after the contest ends. Before you go, let me know in the comments what your fashion style is, or if you have any other additional advice. If you enjoyed these tips, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I'm close to 500 subscribers. I'm actually 25 away from the making of this video. So once we hit that, I can get the content creator role in the Discord. Hit the bell if you don't want to miss out on any videos in the future, and make sure you subscribe to Team K-pop in the description below. That's my team that I own with my best friends. Shout out to URCUTE for inviting me to judge this fashion contest. Good luck to everyone participating. I hope to see some amazing entries, and yeah, bye.